his birthday, because my homegirl who's in here, Pindy, I remember she said, "Yo, what can we get real sick for his birthday?" And I said, "Yo, Crooked Eyes, his face. He about to meet Drake. He met Chris Brown that weekend, and all he wanted to meet was Crooked Eye."
Hey, dog, and
So,
we finally did. And I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, you got to check him out. I went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, damn, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's,
yeah, he
Hey, I
bonkers.
And
appreciate
sick,
that,
the
Doug. I
crazy, sick,
appreciate it.
sick. You know the craziest shit of it all. Me and you battled.
What's up?
That's the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Me and you
Right.
battled. Like we had one of them ones. That shit was lit.
That song sparked the whole thing, Crook, because like rappers that are mega nice, be hitting me, and they be like, "Yo, I done been to the battle events, Crook. They don't walk up to me and go, you Nino Bless? Leave holes in your vest that are open your chest like a sunken treasure? That's you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got that on my bro. I played that on my iPod when I was 15, bro.
right.
That's how I learned how to." I'm like, "Damn,
Yeah, it
that
was
song,
impactful. That
jeez,
song was very impactful, dog, and it stopped a potential war because everybody was aiming at each other. Royce and Joe had a little something. They were subbing each other. Royce
right,
shot me a sub because I didn't return the verse. I was busy. So he shot me a
right."
sub on Bar Exam 2, which is my favorite Royce fucking mixtape. But I got subbed on my favorite mixtape from him, you know what I'm saying? But uh
Yo, I forgot about that. I don't think you've ever brought that up before, but that's
Yeah, that
crazy. I
is
forgot.
true. There was
I
mad
re-
little disses going on
I
at that
remember.
time.
I remember at the time when we did the record, you brought that up to me. That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Cause I remember Royce and Joe was supposed to battle at some thing, like some shit or something. And
Yeah,
Joe said some shit like Royce fell the fuck off woman at that time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it was mad little
so
disses
that
going
record
on.
brought everybody together. And we'd all
right.
decided, yo, that's dope, you know what I mean? Because it could have been something totally different, you know what I mean? But right now, dog, the situation, the thing that hurt me is two things, man. One, Royce, he jumped in the car with Joe again, and we all know Joe ain't gonna rap, and we've been playing that same song for 20 years, 10 years, man. Like, yo, are you gonna rap? Yeah, I'm gonna rap, and it's all talk. So my whole thing was that kind of hurt me that he jumped in the car with him when I had such a beautiful opportunity for the group. You know what I mean? And then the other thing that hurts me is the fact that Royce believes Joe is gonna rap. You know what I mean? Like that shit look crazy when I see Joe. He like, yeah, we was close to making an album. We weren't close. A couple years ago, we were supposed to finish Glass House, and we was gonna add some new joints to it. We all made a plan to go to Detroit to Heaven, and in the middle of the winter. And when I got to Heaven, it was just me and Royce. So I called Joel, like, where you at? He said, well, Joe called me and said he ain't coming, so I figured it wasn't use of me coming. No, they didn't show up. Only me and Royce was there. We ended up doing 10 joints together. You know what I mean? That's just sitting in a hard drive somewhere because I was there for a week and a half. So we just ended up recording, doing our thing, and they wasn't even there. And like I said, they planned it out. We planned the dates. Okay, we all available. We'll be here. I jumped on a plane from Cali, went down there. You know what I mean? And they didn't show up. So when they say that narrative of we close and we was almost about to make an album, dog, we was never about to make nothing, man. It wasn't going down. We tried that way. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to try a new way, which would have been, this deal. It was a cool deal. I feel like it's the best deal Slaughterhouse could get because we ain't had no product in the market for a long time, so we don't really know exactly what our value is as a group. I just always knew it was high, so I said, okay, maybe we got to show them what the value is. But at the same time, dog, it just wasn't never going to happen, and it's bittersweet. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it just wasn't never going to happen, man. And if Royce don't want to do it without Joe, then that's it. The group is over because I'm not waiting on Joe for nothing.
Do you think they made any points that you could understand on their side when with the shit they talking?
I didn't think they made no points because it wasn't truthful. You saying it ain't a deal on the table when that's like calling me a liar. Why would I come up to you and say it's a deal and it ain't a deal? And then they saying paperwork, but from what I was told, because Joe never called me, was Joe said, I I don't want to be the one to shit on this deal to Crook, but we can't do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this deal, and I'm not doing this. And he was like, I'm gonna call Crook, and he never called. You know what I mean? So I waited for a couple weeks, and then I just went on Twitter like, yo, y'all got 48 hours to call me, and he still never called. You feel me? So um, I can't feel it when they not telling the truth. You know what I mean? Because I told them, look, Nino, this how cold the game is. There's some people in high positions that are in the Universal Music Group uh, system that I heard was supposedly blocking Joe because of some shit Joe did. So I
Right.
went and found a beautiful deal outside of that system so it wouldn't be nobody who could, try to block him. And even that wasn't enough. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, it's sad to see Royce really believe Joe. You know what I mean? After all these years of Joe being Joe, I mean, we be on the phone like, yo, let's finish Glass House. And he like, nah, I'm throwing swimming pool parties all summer. I ain't gonna be in the studio doing no Glass House. So my thing is, dog, all that talk, let's just keep it real. If everybody keep it real, they talked about accountability. All right, be real then. Tell the people the real. You know what I mean? But it ain't coming out that way on that side. So, that's the disappointing part.
Crook, then when you brought the deal to the table, was it just because I didn't talk to you enough? When you brought the deal to the table, was it like this is the deal and we got to take it, or was it more like to trigger action and go, all right, if y'all could get some, we could think of something better? But was it just something to start getting the ball rolling, or was it just like that was just a situation that was like on some we should just do this and nothing else?
Well, Royce told me, hey, man, let's put some paperwork on the table and, you know, we can start negotiating and maybe Joe will change his mind. I said, listen, I'm not waiting on Joe. Tell Joe to call me and whatever he wants in the paperwork, whatever percentages, whatever, we'll just put it in the paperwork because the system that is going through my business partner with I got other ventures with, he got that kind of juice. So he could have made the deal look however we wanted it to look. But we can't do that if there's no communication. You know what I'm saying? So once Joe took his stance that he wasn't going to talk and that he wasn't going to do the deal, and once Royce said he wasn't going to do Slaughterhouse without Joe, that was it.
Yeah, this shit is gut wrenching, man. It's fucking gut wrenching as a fan. I ain't gonna front.
It's gut wrenching as a member of the group too, because I, dog, when Joe said he didn't want to do it, I damn near got on my knees and thank God, bro, because the universe, the Most High, whatever you call, you know, the supreme being, whatever you call it, even if you atheist, I know energy and vibes, and the universe knew I didn't want to do nothing with Joe anyway. I don't want to stand next to Joe. There's some things that went on behind the scenes with me and Joe to where he showed me that he wasn't a stand-up dude where I was concerned. Maybe Royce. Maybe that's why they got some sort of, relationship that's a different dynamic. But as far as me, he was never a stand-up dude where I was concerned. So I was like happy, like, all right, well, let's do the three man. You know what I mean? And when Royce said no, it was like, that hit me hard. You know what I mean? Because me and Royce was like family. And it's like, all right, well, shit, now what? And me and Joel was like, yo, let's make something. And I was like, look, man, whenever you live aligned with your truth, good things happen. So we just gonna talk about all this shit. We gonna tell the fans, yo, we tried, and this is how it all went down. And they not gonna like it, but it's the truth. And we gonna just live in our truth. And that's just what the project is.
Some of the fans that are disappointed, the comments I see is that like the way it looks like it's like y'all project means there's no going back from here. Like it can't be undone. Like there's no going back from here. And is that what the symbolism was with everything y'all was doing, or was
The
this it? Was
symbolism
it?
was me, for me. I can only speak for myself. For me, burning the logo, burning the pig up and all that, that was me getting rid of all that shit out of my mind. That was me moving on from a situation that disturbed my peace. You know what I mean? That's what that was. And when they talk about, oh man, 25% we own, nah, we got jerked in the beginning, bro. We do not even own that Slaughterhouse logo. One of the manager's wives owns, and the manager and his wife owns that fucking logo right now. If you go to the,
Don't tell me
if you go
that.
to the,
Don't tell me that.
listen, Nino, if you go to
Come
the
on.
trademark, we don't even own that
Come
shit. So when they pushing this narrative that, oh, they burning something that they own, we don't own it. It's crazy.
uh,
I got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah,
you
but
could go,
you ain't gotta tell
you
me,
could
bro.
go,
You ain't gotta tell me.
Hey Nino, anybody in
Yeah.
this room can go to and Google free trademark search and put in Slaughterhouse and see, do you see any of our names on that trademark?
It's crazy to me because the song was done with nobody's help but ourselves, and the movement was built by nobody else but y'all.
And the fans and
Y'all
the
did it,
supporters.
and the fans. Yeah,
They built
that's
that
it.
movement, man, and we got jerked in the beginning. And 2010, they went and made a move and trademarked the logo for all situations, clothes, for fucking.
But that was without telling you. That was
They
without
didn't tell
telling
us
y'all.
nothing.
That's
All we was doing was
crazy.
in the studio making music and drinking and partying and all that. They didn't tell us shit about that, dog. We got jerked. And it's like, dog, tell the people the truth. Don't say you heard, oh, they burnt the pig shirt up. Nigga, we don't even own that.
But y'all own the E1 shit at least, right?
The E1 shit, uh, yeah, I guess we own the E1 shit, but you know, they couldn't jerk us there because we was paying attention in those meetings. But
Right.
everywhere else that they could jerk us, they jerked us. And that's just really what it is, dog. And I'm like, yo, these narratives got holes in them. You know what I mean? Like, if you saying that we did it for a bag, right? If you saying that we broke, that's the narrative. We broke and we did this for a bag. Well, if your so-called brothers are broke and one of them come to the table with 7 figures and you say no, is that really your brother? If he don't want to see you eat, you know what I mean? So no, we not broke. We've been in the game for down there 20 something years, dog. We not broke. But if that in your mind, if you feel like we broke, and here comes one of the best deals ever, you get to give the fans what they want, and you get to get a little something in your pocket, and you think your brother is broke, but you still say no. I say yes right now, Nino. If you told me, yo, Crook, I need 10 verses real quick from you. I'm about to get a 7 figure bag for it, and I ain't, and you know, this could help pour into me and my family, my businesses, whatever. Uh, dog, we'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Kirk, I know you better than that. You don't even need to be 7 figures. You a real you a real dude, and you a good dude when it comes to, as long as the back end shit is right and all that. I know you do shit from the heart,
Man,
and you've done a lot of shit from the heart. Kirk, I
and I
know a lot of this shit.
appreciate that
Yeah,
because Nino,
yeah,
look,
I know what it is.
Nino, I always brought them shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when we did our first merchandise deal with Movado, they was offering us some chump change. So I went out and I found another company that tripled the offer, and they said no. You know what I mean? So I look back on those kind of things and I say, man, you know what? They wasn't never gonna do anything that I brought to the table unless it was fast money. Now, when they needed feature money or something like that, I go out and get it for them. You know what I mean? That was all good. But nobody ever came to me and said, hey, I got this for you. You know what I mean? It didn't happen. And when I had one shot on BET, I asked Slaughterhouse to perform at the finale. Well, if you go on BET Plus right now and punch in one shot, the performance at the end is Rhapsody. And I got a special guest judge, Remy Ma, because Slaughterhouse wouldn't do it. You feel what I'm saying?
You talking about the SMA shit?
Yeah, I created that
I
show.
remember that. I know. So there's a bunch of people listening.
Yeah,
So
it's a
like,
bunch of.
I
I created that
I
show.
I okay. not even just that. I could and talk about bags. I'll even say the price. So the dude, I forgot his fucking name. He worked with DX. He worked right underneath Mike, who ended up owning this shit. And I know you was doing the SMH show, and you suggested me to them, and one of them hit me, and I ended up doing a song for the compilation they did with Mad Child that are all people, and I got $1,500 to do a verse, and might have got $2,000 even to do a verse. And dude hit me up and he was like, "Yo, Crook told me to suggest you for this compilation." So I know you get people. You was getting me. I hadn't even talked to you in like a year.
Yeah, dog. Listen. You know who I hired. You know who I hired to do the motherfucking mixing for the songs and the sounds that you heard coming off that TV show. Parks. Because I was like, yo, dog, this is what we do. If we calling ourselves a
Right,
movement, then we
right,
want to see everybody eat. That's just what it
right.
is, you know. And it's just
Damn.
disheartening to see the narrative get spun around like that, and especially from Royce, because I got so much love for Royce. It's just hard for me to hear him just so be in Joe's corner when he knows what Joe was up to. He knows it. You know what I mean? And to tell the fans that we was real close to getting the Slaughterhouse album couldn't be further from the truth. Because we tried for years and years. We recorded music. We did all kinds of shit, dog, and it just wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where we couldn't even all get in the same room together.
Damn.
So yeah, man. Now we celebrating, the rise and fall. You feel me? It was some good times. It was some bad times. We gonna talk about it like we always did in our lives. Nobody said nothing when I left Death Row Records and did a DVD called Life After Death Row that came with a mixtape. I ain't seen nobody jumping up and down for me telling my story of what happened while I was on Death Row. This is what we do as artists. You know what I mean? We tell our life stories, and they don't want this story out there. So all these other counter narratives are being thrown out. That's just not facts and not true, man. But yo, the album is super fucking fire, and you know they're gonna have to sit back and let us tell our story. And if they want to jump in and go in the booth and tell their story, fine. You know what I mean? All they can say about me is sometimes I was drunk and cussing motherfuckers out. That was a bad look, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much what I'm gonna hold myself accountable for. Other than that, I was in that booth every single time, putting my heart in every single line, you know?
Yeah, you don't gotta apologize for shit. I mean, like, yeah, you ain't gotta apologize for shit. You kind of fucked my head up with a few things you just dropped though. Like this, I did not know the logo was owned by somebody else. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Niggas talking all this ownership shit. And it's like, let's just be real right now. This is a time and a moment. This is a teachable moment for other groups who are coming after us. You know what I mean? Get your shit together from the gate. You know what I mean? Don't allow people to try to, pump your head up while you're in the lab and bring in bottles and whatever party favors and all that shit and blind you to the business. You know what I mean? That's what's that's being going on behind closed doors, like owning fucking logos and shit. You know what I mean? Um, that's just what it is. Same thing happened with Total Slaughter. I'm the one who thought about Total Slaughter, and they tried to push
Right,
me out of the whole motherfucking show, dog. You know what I mean? They tried to push
right.
me and Joel actually got pushed out the show, and I'm sitting there in New York like, damn, this is my idea, and I'm getting pushed out of this shit, and it's just different shit like that, man. That's just like, you know
Cook,
what?
Cook,
Fuck.
Cook. Let me ask you a question. This is a selfish question, but also real sick. Asked me this, and there was word that you was gonna retire this year.
Yeah.
Was it because of the frustrations of this? Is that still happening, or has this like reignited a motivation to go? You know what? Let me show these motherfuckers. Because to be real, on some selfish shit, I don't want to see
Man, I appreciate
Crook
that.
stop rap.
I
You know
appreciate
what I
that.
mean?
But yeah, I just want to, I've always been doing business. And it gets tough sometimes juggling the music and the business, because it's like I don't have laser focus on one thing at a time. So it's like, that's one of the reasons that I was like, you know what, I'm going to fall back. I'll still pop up on features, I'll still pop up here and there. But As far as making solo albums, I'm working on my last one, and this might have been done by now had I got that beautiful opportunity land in my lap to go and see if the squad wanted to do it one more time, and they didn't want to do it. So that it is what it is, man. But it's enough.
The,
It's enough deadly spitters out here, bro. Like it's a lot of talent out here, man, and it's cool to retire and start pushing people like the She Gang, and once I get them where I need to get them, it's a slow grind for indie guys with a bunch of bars, but once I get them where they supposed to go, then I'm gonna be looking for somebody else to try to build a platform for. You know what I mean? Because that's how we pay it back. We owe a debt to hip hop. We don't owe a debt. I don't owe a debt to nobody in Slaughterhouse. I owe a debt to hip hop. Hip hop is what saved my life.
nah, real. It just I see guys like Tech Nine still going at it. Slug of Atmosphere still going at it. I see Run the Jewels still doing their shit. And there's rappers, I see Jay-Z rapping in his 50s, and I see dudes still getting better in their mid late 40s, you know, improving and shit. Like I see him trying all this new shit. And, for me, as I age, the hope the hope I get of because when we first started rapping, you got to retire by 30 something. That's the way
Yeah,
we looked at it. Like, yeah, you got an 8 year run with this shit. So 8, 10 year run, you lucky if you get that. So when I started rapping, there's a lot of cats when I started rapping that can't even make, don't can't even make a living out of this. Like they cook, so they doing a bunch of shit. And God knows what you seen in this shit because you've been in this shit way longer than me. You basically was raised in this shit. So like I know your story from a little bit more personal of like everything you were doing from the early days, just getting on long before the sway shit and everything. So you've been getting it shaken. So you didn't seen everything. But like for me, it's like some of the hope I see now that we have this platform is like we could always tell our story. It sucks seeing Andre 3000 say, I don't know if I want to rap. But yeah, to hear Crooked I say that, like the dude who I know who would stay on the phone with me talking rhyme schemes and talking setups and talking let that breathe, Nino. Nino, you see right then and there, you gotta now you could pause for a little bit. Now you could do this. Then you could start again. And then talking nerdy rap shit for like 2 hours. Like I don't, yeah, it's just, it's a tough pill to swallow to see. I ain't gonna lie, like that's just my selfish talk. Obviously, you the man, and it's
I,
your life, and obviously I'm supportive of everything you do. But just that shit was a tough because I thought Crooked I like he would never retire. That don't even sound right to me.
yeah.
Like it was the craziest
Hey,
shit.
bro,
Sounded weird to me.
it's all good because guess what? Hey, you're right. You don't have no age limit on your career, bro. You're right. These dudes is pushing it. I watched Marshall come out on stage on Coachella and 50,000 people screaming. You know what I mean? It's not no age limit on it, no matter what nobody say. You know what I mean? You can always, if your sword is sharp, you can always cut somebody with it. That's just it. But you know, yeah, for me, it was just a transitional thing, man. Transitioning, man. Plus, the music business is ugly. It's a lot of people, man. They just not real, man. And, I'm trying to control the environments that I'm in. I'm trying to be around real motherfuckers, man, as much as possible. So, yeah, I might be bouncing out, but it's all good, man. I'm gonna leave. Man, dog. The album is gonna be stupid, so I'm gonna make my statement. You know what I mean? And then it's gonna be up to you, and everybody else who carrying that flag, to keep that lyricism alive in hip hop. You know what I mean?
You hear that real sick? It's gonna be up to you, bro. No pressure.
Hey, there you
Tough
go.
act to follow, man. Tough act to follow.
Yeah, go
Nah,
do hip.
yeah, I remember Crook said that to me. The last album shit when I think we were on Three Letterman or something. I think that was the first time I got to talk to him. I was asking him about his Good vs Evil series because that was one of my favorite shit he did. And yeah, that's when he said it, and I was like, damn, I gotta just enjoy the shit this out.